Hello, there it goes. So sorry for the delay, and sorry that my model is not acting up. I don't know why my V-Bridger is still acting up. Today's just not really, a very good day. I could tell you that much. Cause, one, I've been up since freaking 8 o'clock. Actually, I think even earlier than that, because I woke up to use the bathroom and then gonna go back to sleep. And knowing I had to be up in an hour to make it to work. But we're still late, so I ended up staying an extra couple of minutes, damn near like half an hour, to make up for like the 20-30 minutes I was running late. Because crazy enough, even though that early in the morning there was a lot of people, but I guess, school is still out. So there's people, driving their kids to school, going to work, so there was still a lot of people there. Work itself wasn't too bad. I mean, by the time I kind of spun around, it was already kind of time to go. Only thing was, I was just hot, tired, exhausted. I only really gotten like maybe 3 hours of sleep, like actual falling asleep and then waking up thinking, oh shit, I actually fell asleep. And then saw the time. But, what the hell? Oh, I was like, what's moving, making that noise? Um, then had to freaking cross the road over to go to because there's a Publix near where I'm working at the moment. So I just literally crossed the road over because no car. Went to the Publix there, grabbed stuff for dinner, some extra stuff we were possibly missing, and that's just another. Well, that was fine because we actually had food to cook, and we'll have food fillets for tonight and tomorrow. After that, I don't know, because really the biggest issue right now is really trying to come up with the rent, because, yeah, money, I don't, it's baffling to me, like, what is going on in this country right now, and I don't know if this is if I could say this as a comfort, but the fact that whatever is going on isn't just affecting, just me and my family. It looks like it, I mean, not looks like it is affecting everyone because I had my aunt come by. She got off of work, cause like we're in the direction of where she goes to go home. So like she passes us to get home. So she figured, she hasn't stopped by in a while. She'll come chat. Literally, we're chatting for hours. Basically, like she went home like maybe 2 hours ago. Um, but excuse me. But yeah, we just sat here chatting, and she was saying how she has coworkers, pretty much in not maybe the exact same, but in similar situations where they are strapped for cash. Things are just too expensive. Bills are just piling up every month, and basically like kind of maybe not 100% confined to her, but basically just like they're like at a loss. Like I don't know how I'm gonna cover my month's rent, cause like that's due and I don't have the money for it, and it's like ugh, same. Cause it's like what is going on? It's like we're doing all this, we're trying to work and do all this, but at the end it's still not enough. It's not enough. It's like the world never really kind of picked up after COVID. It just seems like well, no matter what we do, no matter how hard we're pushing ourselves to the point that people are getting less than 3 hours of sleep because they have having to work multiple jobs just for the bare necessities, just to have a roof over their head, so they can have water, light, electricity, internet. Because freaking nowadays you basically can't do next to nothing without some type of internet connection. Um, and that's a whole nother issue because for at the moment now my phone bill my phone was due and I of course didn't really have the money for that, so that's off. Luckily my internet I still got some days and I've been kind of working with them to sort that out, so it's a lot. There's so much going on, it's crazy. It's just like no matter what we do, no matter how like we try to come up with a way to kind of help kind of pick back up, but it's like we're doing that but then we're not finding anything to help. Like, I've been searching for damn near almost a year now for another full-time position, and I've been applying left and right to all these places, and either they don't get back to me at all, a lot of them end up being scams, so now you're freaking out wondering, oh my god, is this what legit? Is this real? How do I know that, I'm not gonna sign up for this, give this place all this information? Turns out it's a scam and they're just trying to steal money. But then at the end of the day, it's like, what money? I don't have any money in my account. The reason I'm reaching out trying to find a job is because I'm in desperate need of money. So it's like, you're doing all this and it's like, you're just gonna try to take money out of an empty account that's gonna overdrawn, banks are gonna see it, and then they're gonna kick it back. And then what? But yeah, pretty much that's kind of the problem. So it's like, it's just one thing after another. It's, what was that? Someone knocked. It's like now trying to find a way to get back a car because, like I was kind of saying a little bit early, yesterday, I said earlier, like I was here earlier, yesterday, that, not having a family car now is really dipping more money into, um, it's like we've kind of fixed one issue, but then another big issue happened that's now costing money, even more so than a car payment was. So that's kind of why we set up the GoFundMe, so that way we could possibly we can use that to just buy out a used car outright. One that's, still in good condition, isn't gonna break down on us in like a week. You know, we, test it out, know it's all fine, get it all, and then, pay them the money that they're asking for. And then, that solves one problem. Well, shit, that solves like three problems. Because then we won't have to worry about any car payments. And then once we get the car insured, that would be way less than what it's paying now. Because what I was paying before for freaking car payment, for one car payment and insurance was damn near like almost $1,000. Because that was about, car payment itself was about 3 something, almost 400, and then freaking insurance was almost like 300 for something. So damn near like almost $900, like damn near $1,000 for car payment. And then like in this economy where rent is just going up, people are can barely keep food in their house, people are barely keeping up with their car payments, people are barely keeping up with their insurance payments. It's just like the world's just going to crap. It's really horrible, and just, it's terrible just seeing the effect this is having on not just me, and my family, because, the one, this is stressing us all out, because we're doing all this, we're trying to, find solutions, and nothing is working. Nothing at all. Like, one of the things I was trying to do was trying to find a remote job again, because one, then we could probably slowly work on getting a car, because then I wouldn't have to spend any money to take no Uber or Lyft to and from anywhere. I could literally just do it in the comfort of my room like I'm doing now. Either I use my own computer or I use the computer and setup that the company sends me if they have to send me like very specific equipment. I just set it up in my room, and that's kind of what I was doing on my last previous job. Literally, the desk I'm using now, I literally made a corner of it that was set up with my work stuff. That was like, as soon as I was done with that, if I needed to come do personal stuff, my other stuff was literally on the other side of me, so I could do that. But that's another thing with everything going on. There's so many scams out there that it's hard to tell which ones are legit or not. And a lot of them have been posting that, oh, this is from so-and-so company. Of course, nowadays people aren't just going to be 100% just believe that, so they're gonna go, of course, gonna look up the company name, look up research, and they see, oh, this company's been around for damn near like 10, 20, 30, maybe even 30 years. You see kind of what they do. You look up videos, you look up reviews, look up maybe anything that people might have posted about it, and it seems like it's a legit job, but then it turns out that it was a scam that was using a real company just to draw people in to get their accounts, get access to their money, and it's just like, what the world is going on right now? And it's getting worse. I remember, I'm not sure if I told y'all this, but I remember A couple of weeks ago, my mom told me, she was like, "Oh my God, are you still using, what was it? No, it wasn't like Indeed. It was like one of the other like recruiting websites that you can like make profiles with and reach out to companies." And she was like, "Yeah, yeah." She was like, "Be don't use that anymore." And she was like, apparently like people were using it, to set up get like reach out to companies and get jobs and whatnot. And they were getting responses and setting up interviews, and people were going to the interviews and were being kidnapped and disappearing. So she was like, "Yeah, it's crazy out here. There's so many of these scams, so many of these trafficking things going on. It's insane." So she's like, "Yeah, from now on, just go to the company's actual website, go to their career page or their job board, and look for the jobs through there." Because she said that's pretty much the 100% clear way that you'll find something actually related to the job, and you're not running into a scam. But even then, you gotta be careful with that, because I remember one, you gotta make sure it's like the actual legit um company's job or career page, because I remember I looked up one for like the delivery service, like not food delivery, but like UPS or mail delivery service. And it looked like I mean, it had the logo, it had everything on it, but then at one point it was trying to get me to like pay for an application. It's like, wait a minute, you never paid to like do an application for a job? And you like, never. Like, what kind of thing is that? And then but being like, after I was like, yeah, after we were like, "Yeah, no, this looks sketchy. Let's send this back. Like, don't do anything with it." Like a couple of days later, pops up that, "Oh yeah, that was like a scam website that was popping up, with their name, logo, and all their information. It was like, of course, like scamming people, getting their information and whatnot." And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, in this day and age, you can't be safe. You don't know what's real, what's a scam, what's, God forbid, something even worse. So it's like, what is going on in the world? It's like, why is everything just crashing and burning? It's like, what people are just trying to live. People are just trying to live their regular lives, but people here are now in fear and threat that, now they can't make their mortgage payments, or they can't pay their rent, or they can't make their car payments and their car gets taken or repossessed, or maybe even worse. Because I remember, like I said, 2025 had just not been a very good year. It started off horrible, and it just seems like it's just been getting worse. Whether it's real life, where it's been the VTuber community, so many things have just been, shit has been hitting the fan since the year started. It's wild. There was trying to think, my mind just went blank. There was a chatter that used to probably normally pop up here. They've been really busy. They actually even reached out to me over on Discord. They're like, "Hey, if you remember me." I'm like, "Of course, you were like one of the main people who were always like coming to the lives, coming to check out." They're like, "I'm sorry I haven't been able to come to like the lives, but I've always, gone after and watched all the VODs." So I'm like, I always tell people, I'm like, "Hey, if you can't make it to the actual live streams, definitely go and check out the VODs." Because like I said, how things are going nowadays, I'm surprised I even have the time to stream. But if anything, it helps take my mind off of just the dumpster fire that's been going on in the world. That kind of distracts me, puts me in my own world of, I don't really have to worry about nothing for the next like maybe hour and a half, 2 hours. I can just do something I enjoy, something I love, take my mind off of it for the next few hours, and just clear my mind, really. But I remember they told me something horrible had happened, like their car had gotten like broken in and was like crashed and damaged, and it's like, what the is going on? And then my car issue started up, and now with trying to find another, like, honestly, I'm just 100% thankful that my job, because I've said this like 100 times at this point, but the job I currently have, and I have, thank you Jesus, because was actually a seasonal position. It was only supposed to be seasonal, so as soon as the year started, I was supposed to leave. They were not supposed to keep me. Unless they had actively asked me. And the thing is, they kind of didn't ask me. It was more like they kind of, well, not really had no choice. they were kind of being like, once they like told me, they were like, yeah, when you didn't say anything, we just assumed you were staying. And we were like, well, we really need the help. It was like about 90% of our associates left. Like none of them stayed. A lot of them went off to, do for like for them this really was just a seasonal position. So a lot of them like went back to school, started, picking back up what they were doing previously. Others are went back and I think are either graduating this year or about to graduate, or they're in like maybe the first year of college. So I know that's a lot going on. Like school of course started back up, so they gotta go back to that. And like, yeah, they had lost like 90% of their associates, so it was really gonna only be like maybe 3 to 4 people at max. And the few other people who I still see coming in and out only come in like maybe once or twice a week because they have another job. So they can only really come in on those few days. So when I was like, yeah, I mean, I was looking for other stuff, but nothing bit, nothing clicked. So I'm like, hey, if y'all need, I'm more than happy to stay, and if definitely if you need me to come in more hours, definitely let me know. Of course, I've been keeping them updated, like basically that, yeah, no, I don't have my car at the moment, so I can't just come at a like notice like a quick notice like I kind of did before. There was a few times when they're like, oh, can you actually come in a little early, someone called out or something happened and we need you to come in a little earlier, or maybe come in at period. And then of course when I have my car, I'm like, sure, no problem, just give me like 15-20 minutes and I'll be there. But now especially like these Ubers and Lyfts be so freaking crazy because certain days getting there could be like 10, 11, $12, which I'm like, okay, that's not bad. But then there are other days when it's like 15, 17, damn near almost $20, and it's like, that's insane. Mind you, I'm about maybe 15 to 20 minutes away from my home to where my job is located, which it's like it should not be that crazy. But I think it also maybe has to do with I believe it also has to do with like traffic, and also maybe how busy the area is. And unfortunately mine is a mall, so it gets mad busy over there. So I'm assuming that's probably where like prices probably are going up. And I've noticed throughout certain times the prices do be like crazy ridiculous. So there are times where maybe I have already got like clocked out like maybe an hour or two ago, but I had to wait because if not, I was gonna be spending like damn near $20 to get back home, which is like, no, like it's bad enough that damn near almost, well, not every day, thank God. I think we'd be even worse situation than we were if this was like a solid, oh, I come in these days, like pretty much like Monday through Friday, I come in like 4, 6 times a week. Like basically if I was coming in every single day, and was, what was I gonna say? Oh, like basically was coming in and had like a set schedule would be fine, but the fact that I do kind of have like multiple days off does help, because then it's like, okay, for these next like maybe 3, 4 days, I don't have to worry about spending money. It's more, making sure my brother has money to get to his job. And that's the thing. Now that we don't have a car, now we're both spending Ubers and Lyfts to get to and from work. When I had the car, sometimes he was if I was at work and maybe he was getting off in like a few minutes, he would have to take a lift home instead of just sitting there, waiting for me, because who knows when I was possibly gonna get off. So that was where a few of the monies was like going in, but at least at that it wasn't crazy. That was like maybe once or twice a week where he would have to go and get an Uber or a Lyft home. You know, at that point, unless I had to get in early that morning, he would have a ride home, ride to work, and then those few days he would, have to take an Uber back if I was, being at work longer than past his time. But now the fact that now he and me both have to take Ubers or Lyfts to front and back, yeah, we're damn near spending like almost $200 a week trying, and especially for him, since his is a more set schedule. So he works a certain amount of day, these amount of hours. Um, it is like a set schedule, so that does help. But now that the fact that it's both of us, it's not doing it. So that's kind of another thing why my family and I set up the whole GoFundMe. If anything, just trying to find something, some way to possibly help out and getting this car back, a car back, a working car back too. Cause yeah, trying to go back to an actual like dealership unless they're willing to start waiving some very serious stuff, like it won't work out. And that's the thing. Then it'll be back on. We would have to do a loan, so we would have to do car payments again, and then the insurance will be higher because it's not a fully paid off car. And it's like, yeah, no. That's why we're kind of looking through other places where we could buy the car just straight out. That way, it's fully my car. Won't have to make any payments. It would just be insurance, and the fact that that there's no it's not on a lease, it's not financed, it's a fully paid off car. The insurance shouldn't be no crazy amount, which is I'm still worried about that because I'm sure it's still gonna be crazy high with how prices are nowadays for that. But it should be a significant, and at least it's not double the amount. It's not both. It's just one of them. So, yeah, it's just so much is going on. I don't know. I just wish something positive would happen that would affect all of us. Like, we all need some huge financial boom to happen to where everyone's getting, every single person here, or born here, or whatever, is getting like, I don't know, like $5,000 sent into their account, because we all know we all could use an extra $5,000 in our accounts right now, just randomly $5,000, because how things are going, this is something's about to crash. And crazy enough, it's only going to be the people like us, normal, working, everyday people that are going to be greatly affected by it. The super rich 1%, they might be slightly affected by it, but then again, they've been spending lavishly for years. They're used to it. But even then, sometimes we see how these celebrities are living, but 9 out of 10, a lot of them are in like deep, serious debt. And it's crazy when you think about it. It's like, yeah, I was spending all this money, doing all of this, trying to keep up this image. That shit gets expensive. I'm not trying to do all that. That's a lot. That's why. Oh, sorry, I kind of blinked there. That's why for people who even in here in the VTuber community, like super really popular ones, like I'm happy for them because that's a huge achievement. Being known by so many people, being that popular, being that well known, knowing that all your efforts went to like brought out a good results. But it's like I'm sure that pressure of constantly having to be at the top and always all of this is a lot, and like it's crazy how that can affect people. It can affect people in a good way, but most of the time it affects people in bad ways. I'm not gonna get too into that, especially after what's been happening recently with a certain VTuber group. Well, it involves one, but it involves a lot of them, and a lot of that ones that I followed, and just hearing everything that's been happening from both, kind of from, in a way, both sides and different parties affected by it. It's just like, what the fuck is going on in this world? Why is this, like, why is everything just going to just straight hell? And it's like, what is going on? Like, what did we all do? Like, what horrible, twisted thing did happen in the past that's now coming back and it's biting everybody in the ass at this point? And it's like, what the fudge is going on? And then I'm trying to log in onto this. And the thing is, it's my VTube studio. That's fine. I kind of got all that set up. But for whatever reason, my VBridger is not acting. It's not connecting. It says connecting, but it's not connecting. So now my model's not moving like it's supposed to, and it's driving me nuts. Well, I guess the only good side is the fact that I'll be off the next damn near 4 days because I work tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then I'm off until next Monday, I believe. Give me a sec. No, that was another picture. Hold on. I swear I took a picture of this. Yeah. Uh. Wait, am I missing a picture? I feel like I'm missing a picture. Okay, yeah. So the 13th, and then nothing until Monday again. Monday the 19th, so pretty much damn near towards the end of the month. Which is fine by me, because the fact I'm working the next like 4 days straight, I'm like, what? Well, 5 if you count today. So I'm working today. I mean, unless something happens and they need to cut hours, which I'm like, fine by me. It gives me less money to have to spend on an Uber or Lyft. And with how things are going, I might need to call out like the last 2 days. Be like, listen, I don't have the money to get there. So unless someone's willing to come and get me, or I somehow find a ride, y'all gonna have to be out of luck the next 2 days until my money kicks in. Or something miraculously happens and they get some money in. But, I mean, but we'll see, because trying to pile up this rent and other stuff, and it's like, we're trying to do that, and then trying to save up for the car and other things, and it's like, trying to have groceries in the house, and it's like, nothing's working, nothing's helping, everything's just falling apart, and I don't know. Like, I'm trying to stay positive, I'm trying not to get everything towards me, but it's really, really hard. Especially with everything going on, because I don't know. And the fact that I've been freaking up since like 9 o'clock. I've almost fallen asleep like 10 times today on my freaking way back to home after getting the stuff. I damn near almost fell asleep in my freaking Uber because I was how tired I was. I was planning to come home, put stuff away, showered, and I was gonna go in my bed, put my headphones on, put something on, and possibly 9 out of 10 fall asleep. But then my aunt showed up and we just chilled and chatted the rest, pretty much the whole damn night. Until we got up, started making dinner. But then she was still here chatting away with my mom. And yeah, damn near didn't leave till like almost like, it was like 10 or something. Or almost 10 by the time she left. By then my brother had gotten back from him taking an Uber or Lyft or whatever one he used. And we, what was I doing? Sorry, I'm still so kind of out of it. But yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot going on. I'm trying to just stay positive. Like I said, honestly, if I didn't have this VTubing to kind of keep my mind off of things, I'd probably just be. No, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be in my bed right now, just crying over everything. Just the frustration of all this, the fact that, like, we're all working so hard to just survive, and it's like, the world, everything is just working against us all. Basically saying, well, your effort isn't good enough. You need to be damn near pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion and passing out to, even have basic living nowadays, which is crazy to me. But I'd say enough of that. There was something else I wanted to kind of slightly touch on. It's something I always do whenever I do my, kind of like a chatting stream like this. I'll just randomly talk about, like, a cartoon from my childhood. Last... What was the last one I did? I don't remember, actually. Let me look that up. No, the last one I did was the Batman animated series. And then the one before that was me talking about Ruby, right? That was Ruby? Actually, let me go back. I'll find it. Yeah, the previous one was the Batman, me talking a little bit about Batman and the animated series. The one before that was Ruby. But I actually do want to get back and talk about that because I had at that point I had only like very vividly remembered up to like volume 4 or 5, and afterwards I actually went back and I started rewatching it from like the beginning, and I'm pretty much, and the crazy thing is I'm all caught up. I'm all caught up with Ruby. I'm all the way up. I finished up volume 9, so I would love to go back and do like a part 2 of Ruby where I discuss pretty much like volume 6 to 9, which, and maybe even 5. I don't remember exactly where I stopped at with that video. I know I talked a little bit about like the previous seasons and well, the seasons after and the remake that they did, the anime remake that they did. Mm, oh right. Actually, I haven't talked about this in a while. How I talk about any manhwas. Actually, I've been reading a few good ones. Let me go to my phone. Let me pull some up. I have a few that I've been like constantly been keeping up. Kind of like your typical kind of romance, villainous. Someone from like modern world gets reincarnated into the villainess of her favorite story. Decides that she's not gonna just roll over and be killed like the character is supposed to be. Decides she's gonna rewrite fate in the way that keeps her alive. Ends up like flipping the story on its head. Turns out the heroine we thought was the heroine actually isn't all that sweet and innocent. Is actually a manipulative little, you know what, just using the situation to her advantage. Um, ooh, this one I've been reading is so good. Let me see if I can pull it up actually. It's called My Sister Who Regressed Wants My Fiance. This one is so good. Let me see, My Sister Who Regressed Wants My Fiance. Did I find it? Yes, I did. You know what? Let me actually go over to. Where's my. Here we go. Whoops. And let me bring my image up. Let me fix that. Put that there. You know, it's funny. I totally went off track. I was gonna talk about the Animaniacs, but then I got distracted by this. That's fine. Let me go here and here. Alright, so yeah, this is the one I've been reading. This one's so good. Yeah, so it's My Sister Who Regressed Wants My Fiance. Does it not have the... No, it doesn't have this a description, but well, basically the app I'm reading it from has one, so I'll just read it from there. So basically the synopsis is I got engaged on behalf of my sister. It was an order from her father, who favored only her older sister, so she ran for a week and entered the public domain. Oh, are you coming now? I can never say their names. I always just kind of force it in my head. Naenerys? My older sister arrived first and greeted me. She said, I changed my mind, so you give in. Suddenly, her older sister covets the position of wife of the Ghost Duke. I like you. Regardless, there is even a peacock that only approached me. The incomprehensible situation did not end here. Looking at my sister's diary that I found by chance, it seems that her sister has regressed, and that the older sister who has returned covets my fiance. So basically, it's one of them stories where basically there's two daughters in the family. One of them is highly favored, pretty much is the quote-unquote golden child, the promising daughter that's going to bring fame, fortune to the family. is treated like a princess, while the other one is treated like a burden, like she's a waste of space. She's done nothing but bring the family down and whatnot. So, of course, the quote, pardon me, the quote unquote perfect sister gets engaged into pretty much with someone, even though he has a high position, has a like really bad reputation. I believe like at first they believed he was some old noble, was ugly and whatnot. And of course, the beautiful, perfect sister was like, no, why should I, waste my time, effort, and my beauty, even if he is a duke, even if he is some powerful noble? And no, I deserve to be with someone of, higher class, someone who's handsome and powerful and strong, someone like the crown prince, or maybe someone from like the royal family. That's the type of person who deserves to have someone like me. So of course, she um rejects the proposal. And but of course, I think it's one of the ones where, oh, it's not a request, it's like an order, either by like the main family, or it's something that was, I mean, not the main family, by the royal family, or was something that was promised years ago between the families. So of course the eldest daughter is like, no, you can't do this, you can't force me to go along with it, it's not fair, you'll ruin my life if you marry me off to this person. Quickly turns to the sister and is like, oh, well, why don't we just have her go in my place? She is still technically, a daughter of the family. It didn't say specifically who has to be married to him. It just says someone within the family has to be married to him. You know, being like, well, you're pretty much useless. You've done nothing to help the family. So this is the least you can do. Marry this horrible, evil man. So that way I can get the man I truly deserved. Does it? It's pretty much forced by the parents, like, do this for your sister. How can you be so cruel and selfish to have her go through this cruel fate of being married to this person? But it's like, okay, so she can't deal any hardships, but if this person really is as horrible, evil, and heartless as you say, it's fine that I suffer at the hands of someone like this. But it's really showing, like, the favoritism of one child of another, which is horrible in these stories, but it's perfect when the person gets their just desserts. Um, so because it kind of goes like back in time. So we see that she was forced to go along with it, ends up meeting the quote unquote ghost duke, finds out that all the rumors surrounding him are just that, rumors. He's actually a very strong, righteous, incredibly handsome man who bonds with the sister. They end up falling in love. The sister, I forget what happened in her past life. Like, something happened. She didn't marry like anyone from like the royal family or someone higher up like she wanted. Ended up getting like sold off. Pretty much ended up getting the fate she thought she had like forced the sister onto. Thought she was gonna marry this old wicked nobleman that was gonna treat her horribly, just treat her nothing more than a trophy to keep on his arm, a baby making machine. But it turns out, like, something happens and she sees them, and she turns out like, oh wait, that's him. That's the guy I was supposed to marry. Seeing the happy life that they're living now. Everyone idolizes them, and everyone sees them as the perfect couple. The perfect couple. And the sister, of course, runs off in anger, being like, no, no, this isn't right. She stole my life. That's supposed to be me by his side. I'm the one who's supposed to be the Duchess, the one who everyone admires. I'm the one who's supposed to have that strong, handsome man by my side, making me shine even brighter as the perfect gem that I am. This is all her fault. How dare she steal what was supposed to be mine? It's like, bitch, are you crazy? You forced her into this because you thought the guy was some evil, horrible old man that was gonna mistreat her, give her a horrible life, and maybe even kill her. Um, but because you felt, oh, well, I can't go through anything like that, so let my, poor, useless sister, go in my place and suffer through all that. But then, of course, 9 out of 10 in these stories, it turns out that that's not true. He's actually a very kind, loving person, is incredibly handsome and well, desired by everyone. But with you pushing them together, they end up, meeting, bonding, falling in love. Something happens and she ends up getting killed. So she gets not reincarnated, but basically like rebooted back uh to a couple of years before like all that happens, and she's basically like, okay, so now that I know all this, now I know who. Well, at first, everything kind of still plays out how it was in her past. So she like rejects the marriage, forces the sister to go along with it, sends her to his like domain, but then like something happens and she clicks, and like all her memories from her past life cards starts rolling in. She remembers what happened, remembers that she rejected the marriage. Turns out the Duke was the total opposite of who she thought she was. If anything, she was his perfect match, or his ideal man, her ideal man to have by her side. Um, or remembering the life the sister ended up getting, being loved by such a powerful, strong, handsome man, while she lived in misery and contempt, and basically being like, well, I'm gonna fix that. Immediately runs back to the domain and basically tries to like force the sister, like, yeah, I kind of changed my mind. You can go back home now. I'll marry him like planned, and I'll live this perfect, wonderful life that should have been mine in the first place. But at this point, they have already kind of bonded. We can kind of already see like they're kind of really meant to be together. But of course, the sister, being a selfish, greedy, manipulative person that she is, it's like, no, like that's not how this works. He was supposed to be with me. This was supposed to be the life I was supposed to live. I'm supposed to be showered by love and affection by this wonderful, strong man. You know, I won't let her like got it in her head, and that's how crazy people like this are. Like, pretty much got it in her head that like she stole the life that was meant for me. How dare she? I'll do whatever it takes to, get rid of her so that way I can take my rightful place as the Duchess or as his wife. And it's like, bitch, are you dumb? Like, how evil and manipulative are you that you forced this on her? You turned out it wasn't the horrible, evil life you thought was gonna fall upon her, but then you flipped it in your head, thinking, oh no, she planned this. She knew all along that this is what he was really like. She tricked me into giving up the perfect life that should have been mine for herself. So I'm just taking back what's rightfully mine. That's not how this works, and it's so funny in this, seeing the Duke like not even give her the time of day, always brushing her off, not falling for any of her tricks or her antics or any of her seductive moves she tries to pull on him. He's just like, no. He's like, I see you for who you are. You're a horrible, evil, manipulative, jealous person, who can't be happy, truly happy, unless you're the center of attention. All eyes have to be on you. All attention has to be on you, and any little bit that goes to your sister, you try to tear her down. You pretty much already got your whole family against her, and now you're trying to get the whole world to go against her, to the point that she dies some horrible, evil, like horrible death, and you feel like that's the life she deserves. And it's like, what? And normally in stories like this, it sometimes happens if it's like half siblings, but from my understanding, they are like straight up like blood related sisters, like same mom and same dad. But she, like, got it so far up in her head that she's the main character. She's supposed to have all the perfect and wonderful things. She's this well-known beauty that's supposed to have this strong, powerful, and handsome man by her side, who's gonna elevate her social status even more. She's supposed to be the envy of everyone. And it's like, that's not how this works, bitch. Not how that works. And also, she's going through all these hoops of trying to force her sister back home so that she could stay and believes to work her magic and getting the Duke to fall for her, when he does not even give her the time of day. He is so like, I'm so not marrying this chick. Like, I found the one I want to be with. And clearly, slowly we see their relationship blooming. We see that, they truly do love each other like they did in the past life, and them working together to kick the sister and her family out of their lives so that they can be together. It's so good. I kind of explained a lot, but let me see if I can find another one. And ooh, this one's actually really good too. This one's a recent one I found. Let me pull it up. What was it? Rather than the son, I'll take, I'll take the father. Yeah, the title is wild, but this one is so good too. Oh, found it. Let me see if maybe this one has a synopsis. Here we go. Found it. Yeah, this one. The title is wild though, but you'll understand why when I explain a little bit of it. So, yeah, it's called Rather Than the Son, I'll Take the Father. So, trapped in a marriage plot, a quick-witted woman turns the table by rejecting her destined trash husband and proposing to his unmarried father instead. As the noble fairy reels from her audacity, she negates better terms. You're single, right? Any objections? A hilarious rebellion against fate where the real power move isn't refusing the isn't refusing the wedding, but rewriting the guest list. So, yeah, this is another one where basically the girl, goes through this, agrees to marry the guy. Turns out he is this total, of course, you know, showed off that he was like this caring, wonderful, noble man, and, was gonna give her this perfect life and treat her right. Absolutely freaking not. As soon as the marriage was over and the ring was on her finger, his true nature came out as this insecure, jealous, manipulative cheater that pretty much, was breaking her left and right. Like, was going out and was just cheating on her left and right, treating her horribly, and was. Oh, yeah, I was going to, but then I got distracted. I'll talk about Animaniacs after this. But, with this, I forget what happens, and she ends up dying. So she wakes back up at their marriage meeting where they're like discussing, the contract of the marriage between their families. That she was promised, or like some promise was happening within their family years ago, and she has to marry a male in the family. Since they are pretty much the same age, he's the only legitimate person she's to marry. And she's like, no, that's not how this works. She's like, sure, I'll go along with the marriage. But she's like, yeah, I'm not marrying you. What about your adopted father? Turns out, the family he is a part of, he isn't his biological dad. It's a family he was adopted into. She's like, well, your dad is single, right? It just says, the contract says I have to marry a single man within the family. It doesn't specifically say you. So that means I do have options. I don't have to be forced into a marriage with someone like you. And the story just takes on from there. And it's just getting funnier where she's trying to convince him, to go along with it. Learning more secrets about him, about the family, and just trying to do everything in her power to not be forced into the life that she was pretty much killed in previously for a new life in her own control. So, but yeah, before I get more distracted, let's actually talk about Animaniacs, because that's what this was supposed to be about. At least a little bit of it. So let me bring up my notes. Here we go. So actually, let me go here. Bring up the image again. I'll move it here. Where's my thing? There we go. Let me go here. Here. And here. Whoop. Gotta fix that. And there we go. Let me get rid of that. Also, I don't know why the YouTube chat isn't going away like the other one. I finally got it up and now it's not going away. I don't know. That's weird. But hello, Norio, and hello, Riv. Sorry about the. Hold on, I'll bring it up. Sorry about the car problems. I get money troubles, as I am proud to say I gave my family some cash for trouble, but now I found myself struggling for savings. Ain't that the way, right? You try to be helpful, you try to help out other people, but then you turn around and now something happens to you and you're like, well, damn it. Now I'm in a bind. But, yeah, that's kind of how it works, right? You try to be a good Samaritan and you try to help, and then life comes and kicks you in the face instead of rewarding you, and you're like, well, damn it. Now I'm in some weird bind. And speaking of kind of weird binds, because this show is all about just the wackiness, the craziness of these characters. These people, this show was so iconic for me growing up. I really hope it gets fixed soon and everything goes well. Yeah, at the end of the point, that's pretty all we can, me and everyone can kind of hope for. That something happens that we can just turn this all around, everything can get back on track, and all these problems can be fixed. I also noticed, why is the YouTube chat so much bigger than Twitch? And let me just put it down so you guys aren't overlapping each other. There we go. You're right about the Rev. Got the name right so far, yeah. Usually it does that to you. Oh, right, I was about to say the rest of your name and I blanked. But, yeah, we'll talk about the, topic, kind of, for what today was. Normally when I do just a chatting stream, I do also want to usually try to chat about, like, an old cartoon from back in the day, since I do have my anime podcast where I talk about anime. So I wanted to kind of separate the two, try not mix them both. So whenever I do talk about, like, cartoons, I'll normally do it on just, like, a chatting stream like this. So... and I was like, you know what? I haven't talked about it in, I don't know why. It just like popped in my head. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh yeah, Animaniacs. And I was like, and the remake they did a couple of years back. So I do have a bit of a synopsis about it, a few of the characters, and just kind of just overall, because one, this is one of those very unique shows that didn't really have a straight up storyline. It was basically just like skits. Is the remake good? Honestly, it's been so long, I don't remember. But I do know, like, as soon as it was on, like, I think it was Hulu who had gotten, like, the initial rights to it, I, like, immediately started watching it. But that was years ago, and I don't remember. I do remember there were some good, like, funny moments. It was basically just, like, updated, more, like, of course the animation was updated, but they were still like similar skits, similar, you know, wackiness of, you know, and kind of talking about like, not everyday life, but like also kind of putting in like everyday perspectives of whatever was going on at that time. So it is a really good, I'll definitely need to go back and rewatch it. But, there was probably like some few moments I liked, but the, the original, cartoon run was, such a classic. Even though it was so old, you could definitely tell it was one of those older shows. It just, I don't know, it just hits different. That's cool, and yeah, my teacher introduced it to me, this cartoon. As for the remake, it's meh. It's like, yeah, like, the remake was fine. I mean, but then again, it was, what, damn near almost 20 years from when the original run, like, maybe even longer than that, if I'm remembering correctly. Because I have it here, I just need to find it when they brought back the remake. But it was years ago when they, like, it was a huge gap between the original run of the cartoon and then the remake they did back. And then even then, that was like years ago at this point. But let's give a little bit of a background for it. So, Animaniacs is an American animated comedy musical television series created by Tom Rigger and produced by Warner Brothers Television Animation. It originally aired on Fox Kids block in 1993 before moving to the WB in 1995 as part of the Kids WB afternoon programming block until the series ended November 14th of 1998. Yeah, whenever I saw this, I was like, God dang. But then at that point, when I saw it around the early 2000s, they were pretty much just doing like reruns, which I'll get into that. The Animaniacs is the second animated series by Warner Brothers Television Animation to be produced in association to Steven Spielberg Entertainment after Tiny Toon Adventures, which that was another um, one that I remember watching a lot too. So pretty much, if you watched the Animaniacs, you definitely watched Tiny Toon Adventures. Cause basically, they were like the same format, but it was with different characters, and it was really interesting too. I maybe I heard wrong, but I swear I thought I heard that they were thinking about doing a remake of that too. But I think that got scrapped because I never heard anything else after that. So they probably maybe they were testing it out with the Animaniacs, seeing how good that one was doing before they do a remake for Tiny Toons. And maybe because Animaniacs didn't really do as well as they were hoping for, they probably scrapped it. So, it initially ran for a total of 99 episodes, along with a feature-length film, Wacko's Wish, which is actually funny because I remember watching that movie so many times, and it also, at one point, it was always coming on around the time Christmas was happening, because it kind of was like a weird, not a weird Christmas movie, but kind of in that block of like Christmas movies. So like every Christmas in like the early 2000s, the Wacko Wish movie was always playing. I remember WB Kids. Fun fact: a Marvel cartoon was that section back in the last few years of Marvel's freedom. Oh, I think that's, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, no, the Kids WB, or the WB Kids, like, that was another really classic thing where a lot of shows kind of not really got their first start, but got a lot of like remakes and reruns that helped like all the later ages get access to. But and speaking of reruns, reruns later aired on Cartoon Network from 1997 to 2001. I didn't know this. That must have been in like a different country. Nickelodeon from 2001 to 2005. Nicktoons from 2002 to 2005. And Discovery Kids, known as the Hub Network at the time, from 2012 to 2014. Were they? Damn. Was it really that? Wait. No, I was early. It was the Spectacular Spider-Man. Okay, I do remember that. I remember watching that. Wait, which remake were you talking about? Because I remember Tiny Toons having a remake, and for some reason they made Buster and Babs siblings for some reason. Wait, they did do the Tiny Toons? I thought they didn't do that. Let me look that up. I swear, I know I heard that they were thinking about it, but then I never heard anything else, so I thought maybe they scrapped it. Oh, holy shit, no they didn't. I freaking found it. How did I not hear anything about this? I swear I thought they... Hold on, let me bring up... That's my screen. Here it is. Let me... turn that off for a quick sec, because I found it. Yeah, apparently they did. They called it something else. They called it Tiny Toons Looniversity. When the hell did... Oh, this came out 2 years ago. This came out in 2023. So they eventually went along with it. Oh, that's why I never heard anything after. I think at that point I stopped watching TV. I mean, had stopped watching TV, so I would never have heard anything. That's wild. And this came out recently. I remember hearing about that remake years ago. Oh my god. Yeah, they did. Buster and Babs became siblings and had a mom and everything. It made the original so weird now. Yeah, because they weren't related at all. Weren't they? If my memory is remembering, weren't they? They were just like fans of like Bugs Bunny and all of them. I thought it was in 2019 or something. I thought it was later, cause the remake. Hold on, the Animaniacs remake. Damn, that was 5 years ago. That was longer than I thought. And the remake went on for 3 years. Okay, clearly I didn't know it went on for that long. I think I only saw up to like season 2 and I think I stopped. But dang, so the Animaniacs remake went until 2023. And then they did do the Tiny Toons because that went on until freaking, and that came out 2023. And that clearly had 2 seasons. That is crazy. But yeah, no, I do remember vividly that they weren't related at all. Love interest, well, playfully loved interest, but they kissed a lot, so I guess they're from Alabama now. Oh my god, what? They totally... I'm gonna have to just see like the first episode just to see what the hell they did. But this is crazy. I had no idea they actually did this. I thought they scrapped it. I'm definitely gonna have to see what the hell this is about, because I love the Tiny Toons animated cartoon. So you telling me they actually did it and they did a bunch of weird shit? Oh lord. That's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, let me go back to my notes. Here we go. Animaniacs is a variety show with short skits featuring a large cast of characters. While the show had no set format, the majority of episodes were composed of 3 short mini episodes, each starring a different set of characters and bridging segments. Hallmarks of the series include its music, social commentary, pop culture references, characters' catchphrases, and innuendos directed at an adult audience. That's a lot of things I remember. Once I got older, they were like, "Oh yeah, a lot of those older cartoons had a lot of innuendos in them." Like even shows like the OG, like Rugrats and stuff like that. People like I was told, "Oh yeah, there was a bunch of like adult like jokes or innuendos in a lot of those." And it's like, "What the fudge?" And it's like you go back and you're like, "Oh." To see the shit they hide from us, or pretty much show us in plain view when we're kids, but we have no understanding of what that is, and we're like, huh. But oh, here we go. A revival of the series was announced in January 2018 with yeah, that was like, I swear it was only like 2 seasons, but I guess it did well enough to where they did a 3rd season. It said there was 3 seasons of it. To be produced in conjunction with Entertainment and Warner Brothers Animation, with producers Steven Spielberg, songwriter Randy Rogan, and many of the voice actors returning. That was another thing I thought was pretty cool, that even after all these years, they had brought back the original voices for Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, and I think some of the other characters, but I don't remember. Fingerprints, no. Fingerprints, but yeah, I gotta love how clever they were with the jokes. Remember Johnny Bravo? Oh my god. Freaking Johnny Bravo. I say this a million times. That show could not pass nowadays because of basically what Johnny Bravo's whole stick was. This man was just going around harassing women, like trying to force them to go out on a date with him. It was crazy. And it's like, how did we not see this? We grew up with Johnny Bravo thinking, this is just a funny dude who just is a little bit girl crazy. It's like, no, this man should have been pressed for charges on what he was doing. But they always played it off as him getting beat up by all the girls who he was basically forcing his moves on. It's just like, wow. Where was I? Oh, it premiered on November 20th, 2020 on Hulu. Yeah, I remember. On Hulu, with a 2nd season premiering November 5th, 2021, with a 3rd and final season premiering on February 17th, 2023. Oh, see, I totally missed that. I remember, I remember it was supposed to be like 2 seasons, pretty much like back to back, and it was like immediately on like Hulu, and I was kind of happy because I was like, yes, because like I had a Hulu subscription at the time, so I was like, yes, I can watch the new Animaniacs when it comes out. And I remember I watched the first season. Do I remember it? Absolutely not. And the second season, I remember, I believe I watched it, but I don't have any recollection of it or anything. But I had no idea they did a third season. They were going to make a live action movie back in 2000 starring The Rock. Look it up. For Animaniacs? Stop it. I can't. Or, wait, was it Animaniacs or Johnny Bravo? I'll look at both. Animaniacs live action. Oh, Johnny Bravo. But from what I'm looking, it looks like there was going to be an Animaniacs movie. Like, looks like last year there was supposed to be one. Yes, like some of them are saying there should have been one like last year, but it got canceled. That's crazy. What the fudge? But I'll look up the Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo live action. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck is this? Stop it. No. What the hell is this? Oh my god, no. Thank god they scrapped this. Oh my Jesus. What am I looking at? What the fuck is this? I can't. I can't. George Lopez was supposed to be in this? I can't. What the fuck? I can't. I can't. What is this? I would play a theme song, but I probably not.
1, 2, 3. Where there?
Hold on. I don't even think I just can hear it. No, I don't think I have my audio on. I think it's off first. Give me one sec. Yep. I'll block that for a quick sec. They scrapped it for multiple reasons. One of them was because The Rock wanted more money. Of course, it's always money in the end, but thank God, because what the fudge am I looking at right now? What is this? Hell no. I'm glad they scrapped it. Absolutely not. What? The fudge am I looking at?
1, 2, 3. Where there?
Oh, what was his name? The friend slash person he kind of always really hated, but still kind of kept around as a friend. I don't remember what his name was.
Sassy. Man, I'm pretty. Do the monkey with me. Come on.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
Hey there, lady. Yeah, whatever.
Huh? Yeah, no. They would have ruined Johnny Bravo for me forever if they had done this. I can't. They would have ruined this for me. Like, what the fuck is this? What am I looking at, people? What is this? What is this? No, 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 no. I'm so glad they scrapped it, because what the fudge is that? What the fudge am I looking at? Give me a sec to remember, because all that comes to mind is Mandark or whatever the fuck. He kind of does maybe give off because of the glasses, but no, Mandark was Dexter. I can't remember what his name was. But I'm so glad they scrapped this. Oh my god. I would have lost my shit if I saw this. Carl. Oh, Carl, that's right. His name was Carl. I don't know. Well, the only Carl I kind of think of immediately is the one from Jimmy Neutron. But that was his name, yeah. Ah, my jeez, no, hell no. Nope, 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 nope. I'm glad they scrapped it, because what the fudge is that? What am I looking at right now? What the fudge is this? Like, what? Like, not every single thing needs to be made into a live action. Leave it as the cartoon that it was. Like when they, oh my god, they've done this so many times and they've butchered it every single time. Avatar: The Last Airbender, people, please, for the love of all that is good in this world, leave it as the wonderful cartoon that it was. Avatar is a classic, a staple for kids in the early 2000s when it came out. Like people think called that their first anime when it wasn't really anime, but it was based off of it, and it was so cool. If anything, that got a lot of people into Avatar. Hold on, because I know there's two, and people get it mixed up. No, I'm talking about where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Avatar: The Last Airbender. This one. This is the one I'm talking about. Like, they've done so many remakes and so many it's like, leave it alone. This thing was gold as the cartoon that it was. This show is so good, and it's like, leave it alone. Stop making it into animate, like, live action movies. And didn't they do like a live action show of it too, and that flopped as well? It's like, y'all didn't learn the first time when y'all did the movie. Leave it alone. Korra, you know what? I think I need to go back and rewatch Korra, because I actually did. I enjoyed like the first season, and then my mind just like goes blank after that. I don't remember what happens past like the first season. But I think I remember the time not liking it. But I think at that point I was still like on the Avatar Last Airbender hype, to where the fact that it wasn't exactly like Avatar, I was like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. I liked a few times where like previous characters would show up back in the story. I thought those were cool episodes, but I was just like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, yeah, I remember afterwards. I'm like, damn, that show was long. And from the few like reviews I've heard of people, they're like, no, Korra was actually a really good show. People were just still so on the hype of Last Airbender that they didn't really give Korra a chance. But I need to go back and rewatch Korra and like actually give it a rewatch. Because King and Indris wants to do a Shadow Knuckle show together. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Give me. Thank you. Yes, Sonic was a success, but why did it need to be live action? Like, oh my god! Freaking people like make fun of it because, you know, it was part of the whole 4Kids dub. But the Sonic X anime, that thing was so freaking good. Like, come on! And then they made these freaking live action movies. Ugh, makes my brain hurt. And then, like, the very first design they did for Sonic was so nightmare fuel. I was like, what the fudge am I looking at? And then they fixed him. But I'm like, okay, you fixed him to where now he doesn't look so nightmare fuel. But I think I watched the movie, but I don't even think I paid attention to it, like 9% of the movie. Cause like, leave it alone, leave Sonic alone. It's like, I would lose all faith in humanity if they ever did like a Kirby live action movie. I'm done. I'm so done. I can't. My life would fall apart. Because I'm like, why would you even dream of touching Kirby and turning into live action? What could you possibly do with Kirby as live action? I can't. I would give up on humanity at that point, because what the fudge? I consider it anime, Avatar, I mean, like I said, for a lot of people, they consider Avatar like their first anime, which I don't like blame them. Because around that time, anime still wasn't like a big thing. So a lot of like shows we thought were like just regular cartoon shows was actually anime. Like those like the Digimon series, like Bakugan, Beyblade, Pokemon. Like around that time, we were still calling them cartoons, when it's like no, we until we got older, realized oh no, those were anime. Those weren't cartoons. Those were anime. They wanted to do a show. Legend of Korra had 4 seasons. They find a lot of anime. Yeah, Korra was great, but I never saw the fourth, so I don't have opinion. They fired a lot of animators because of that. Really, the Nightmare Fuel, Sonic Design. I swear to God, if they touch Kirby and made live action, I'm done with the world. I'm so done. I can't. My brain. I wouldn't even know what that looked like. That'd be. It's like what they did with freaking these damn Disney movies. Leave the Disney movies alone. They were fine animated. They're classics. Why are they doing everything? I think that last like what Snow White one they did, freaking bust. Like no one saw that shit. That thing went. That thing did so bad. Like so bad. It's like why would you touch that? Cartoon Network used to have anime actually early to yeah they did, like even even like one of the Disney Channel networks, like one of their channels was like known for having a lot of anime on it. Like what they call it now, Disney XD. This back before then when they had like a lot of anime shows on it. It was their Jetix. They had flopped so fucking hard out of theaters. No, oh yeah, no, I didn't even. I haven't gone to movies in forever, and I could tell. I was like, that movie's gonna do so bad, it's not even gonna be funny. And sure enough, that movie did so bad. I have to go now. No, of course, Norio. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. But yeah, no, I can't. I would lose my shit. Like, stop touching these Disney movies. Leave them as they were. Has there even been one good successful live action Disney movie since they started doing them? Actually, no, that's a lie. Those was it Maleficent movies? Those did good. Other than that, like none of the other live action Disney movies they've done have done good. I think The Little Mermaid did okay. I myself haven't watched it, but I've heard it was like okay. But it's like just leave it alone. Leave them as they were, as the classic animated movies kids grew up with. If anything, it's a classic that we need to pass on to the next generation so they know what some good movies look like back in the day. Because I feel so bad for these kids. Like this, they fell the ball on Disney movies. Disney movies used to be so good. I'll be hoping your situation improves. See you later. Have a nice weekend. Thank you so much, and same here. But you have a nice weekend as well. Since I won't be back until Wednesday. That's really when my next free day is. But when we do that, we'll be hopping into the podcast episode. I'll be moving from Sunday to that Wednesday when I get back. So definitely can look forward to that. We'll be talking about Saint Seiya. So definitely can look forward to that. I remember Disney having anime at night, so yeah, there was a few. I can't remember. I'm sure if I like look it up, a few of them would probably pop up. But it's like just leave it alone. Stop it. Or like those freaking Pokemon live action movies they did. What the fudge? Like leave Pokemon alone. Pokemon's a classic because it's people love the cutesy. They love how the cute Pokemon look like. Like leave it alone. Leave it alone, please. Stop making everything live action. None of these live actions have done good. I'll never forget. The thing is, I didn't even know what this movie was supposed to be about. I was just like, I watched it because nothing else was on TV, and I was like, why am I watching this? And I'm like, why does this seem so familiar? Y'all remember that damn Dragon Ball Evolution movie they did like years ago? I had no idea that shit was supposed to be a Dragon Ball Z live action movie until the very end when they said when he beat the bad guy and he said, and he said like Piccolo's name, and I was like, Piccolo? I was like, from Dragon Ball Z Piccolo? And then I forgot who it was that told me and like looked it up. And I was like, ain't no fucking way. You telling me that was a live action Dragon Ball Z movie? I watched that whole thing and I had no idea what the hell I was looking at. Like, it's funny 'cause I think they like had said the names. They said like Goku. They said Chi Chi. None of it clicked to me. So I was like, what is this? Until they literally like towards the end of the movie when they said like King Piccolo or something, and I was like, there's no way. There's no way that's just a live action Dragon Ball Z movie. It was that bad. I didn't know it was Dragon Ball Z until damn near towards the end of the movie. I was like, nope, nope. I was like, what the were y'all thinking when y'all did that? Disney still makes good films. Inside Out was so damn good, so much potential. But yeah, I miss hand drawn. Yeah, that's another thing. They've been using all these animated 3D. It's like, they don't do the classic ones anymore. Let me make your thing a little bigger. I made it too small, and I made it too big. Like, no, why run? I swear to God, I thought it was a secretly a death pool trailer. The Goku actor is still suffering from. I bet. I'm sure he never, to this day, I've never lived that down. Cause it's like, what the fudge? Like, what the fudge is this? I watched this whole thing and I was like, what the hell is this? It wasn't until the very end. Like, see, I didn't even know Bulma was in this movie. Like, or Master Roshi. Who's Mai? Yamcha. Yamcha was in this movie? I can't. My head hurts. I didn't even know Yamcha was in this damn movie. I can't. Who's Mai or May? Who is she supposed to be? I don't know who that is. Unless that's like a new character they added to the movie. It's like, what? Like, I watched that whole movie not knowing what it was until the very end, and I was like, there's no fucking way they made a Dragon Ball Z live action movie, and it was that bad that I didn't even know I was watching a Dragon Ball Z movie. I was like, please, just keep it to keep it to the show, keep it to the anime, and keep it to the animated movies, because the anime movies slap. Like, those Dragon Ball Z animated movies, them things hit. Them things are so good. No, May wasn't drag. She was? Why am I blanking on her name? Like, her character? Oh, my! Oh, she's supposed to be playing this girl? I can't. My brain hurts. She was supposed to be this girl? I'm so done. I'm done. And they even spelled her name different. That's why it was throwing me off. I'm like, who? I fucking can't. No, it wasn't you. It was them. Or maybe I spelled it wrong. Okay, no, I spelled it right. I think I spelled it wrong. Oh my lord. My brain hurts. That's who she was supposed to be? I can't. I can't. Like George Clooney and the nipple, they keep a picture of that in his office or something to remind him of his embarrassment. You should, because what the fuck was this? What the was this? Worst, like, hour and a half of my life. I never forget how horrible this movie was. Oh my god. When he still did a fucking cameo in the Flash movie. I can't. My brain hurts. My brain hurts. I can't right now. Like, Bulma, Chi-Chi, King Piccolo, Master Roshi, Mai, Yamcha, Grandpa Gohan. Who the hell is C? Wait, is that the character I think? Wait, no. Wait, who's she supposed to be? I looked it up and nothing's coming up. I thought that was a character in the show, but I guess not. So they just made a random character? I can't. What the fuck is this? I thought it was someone else. Who else is supposed to be in this fucking movie? My brain hurts. Like this character, like whatever character he was supposed to play in the movie. I looked it up, but that name wasn't popping up as a character in Dragon Ball. I don't have no idea who that is. Was it Sifu? Sifu Norris? I have no idea. Did this like just an original character they made for the movie? Of Master... Oh! Oh, we were supposed to be this character. Oh. No, so basically, he was supposed to play the character that was Master Roshi's teacher in Dragon Ball. I think he only made like a few, like, cameo notices in the original show. But, oh, that's who he was supposed to be playing as? See, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, that's how you just know this whole movie was a flop, because it's like I'm going through it and I'm seeing the names and I'm like, oh, that's who that was supposed to be? They fumbled that movie so bad, I want to cry. No, it was blinking me too, because I'm like, who is this? And I like Googled it and nothing was popping up. I literally had to go onto like a fandom thing. And then it told me and showed me a picture and I was like, oh, that's who he was supposed to be playing as? I can't. My brain, I can't. Like, what the fuck? Look at this. A 1.8. I can't. No, this movie was horrible. Anyone says like this movie needs to be slapped in the face, because clearly you never watched a good Dragon Ball movie. Clearly you never seen any of the... Shut the fuck up. They made a Saint Seiya movie 2 years ago? When the hell did they do this? How did I not see this? Crazy enough, because I'm talking about Saint Seiya. Clearly that's why, because this movie freaking got a 2.7. Yeah, I think after that point, I think whenever they started making, and I think even freaking now, they make these like animated related like live action movies, you could definitely tell like the director, whoever's in charge, clearly did not either. They never saw the anime, they never read the manga, or they never even thought of maybe contacting the original creator and being like, hey, we want to make this based off of your thing, we want like a general idea of the story so we can like incorporate it into it and get like, you know, new fans and old fans to like it. No, they just go by whatever the hell they think of. Cause like, what the fudge is this? Clearly they made a Saint Seiya movie and clearly this thing got so bad it's got a freaking 2.7. Hell no. I can tell this movie's gonna be ass. Director never read a fucking page. Also, I didn't know about Saint Seiya film. I remember watching a few episodes. I've seen the anime. Now, the anime is goated. The anime is really, really good. Even when we rewatching it for the podcast episode, I'm like, damn, I forgot how good this show was. Oh my god, especially for how old it is. I'm like, okay, because I remember, actually, I had never really heard anything about Saint Seiya until like years back, when like Netflix apparently had gotten the licensing for it, and they brought it back with a new dub. So that's what got me into it, and at one point I think everyone went back and like tried to find like the old dub so I can hear how they did it like back in the day. But no, the original Saint Seiya was really good. No, I won't go any more into it, but I could tell this movie was ass. I didn't even have to see like a trailer, not just like, nah. Like, you want to do a Dragon Ball movie? Alright, that's just how I watched it. Like, nah, like, come on. Like, even what this movie get? Look at that, 4.5. Animated Super Dragon Ball movie, 4.5. Come on now. The Broly movie, what? This Broly movie was clean, was so freaking good. Oh my god. Kind of makes me want to go back and rewatch it. Any of the original, like, any of the old Dragon Ball movies, the animated movies. The animated movies are goated. That's what I'm like, if you're gonna make a movie, make it animated. Keep it in the realm it was made in. Like, stop doing these live action, because they don't freaking work. Like, oh my god, the Power Rangers, I couldn't. I love Power Rangers so much. When I heard they were doing this, I was like, I can't. I see this, it's gonna make me want to hate the series, and I can't. What the fuck did this get? 4.3. I'm surprised. I was expecting something lower. I've never given it a try. I've heard mixed things about it. I heard some parts are good, some points are just... No. No. They made a Street Fighter movie? What the hell did this get? Oh, they were show ranking. Yeah, they did. And the pro of non-canon, you can do whatever the fuck. Clearly, just do whatever you want. Ooh, Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. I remember it had been years, and this movie, it was like years before we had gone like anything Dragon Ball related, and then this movie came out. What? This like research Dragon Ball Z for everyone. Wanting to get the Power Rangers or filler arcs. Oh, I mean, I've been in the Power Rangers. I grew up with Power Rangers. I talked about this before. Let me... The Power Ranger series. I don't know. There was like a thing I saw that like went through every single... Where is it? It had like the pictures. There we go. This one. So this had like a picture of all of them. So I'll just go by which one, each one like one I watched. So Mighty Morphin, watched. Even this one, watched. The Alien, Zeo, watched. Turbo, watched. In Space, watched. Lost Galaxy, watched. Lightspeed Rescue, watched. Time Force, watched. Wild Force, watched. Ninja Storm, oh, so good, watched. Dino Thunder, 100% watched. SPD, watched. Mystic Force, watched. Funny enough, I don't remember anything about Operation Overdrive, and from what I've heard from other, like, I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Z, other Power Ranger fans, this is probably a lot of people's least favorite season. Like, a lot of people didn't like Operation Overdrive, and I don't remember watching it. Either I watched it and then just never retained in my mind like the previous seasons, or I just skipped it altogether for whatever reason. Hell yeah, Boom Studio did a comic series on the original Mighty Morphin, and it was apparently good. Wish I had an issue. Oh. Also, oh yeah, and Wild Force was my favorite. Ooh, Wild Force. So good. Jungle Fury, I saw bits and pieces of it. Don't remember much, but I definitely watched, Jungle Fury. Power Rangers RPM, same thing. I think I saw bits and pieces of episodes about this. Not a lot. Don't know what this is. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers revision? Maybe they was like doing like a recap, I guess. Samurai. Actually, I watched Samurai and Super Samurai, so I did watch that. Mega Force and Super Mega Force, I saw bits and pieces, but not like all of it in juncture. I did see like that final battle where all the Rangers came, like previous Rangers. I saw that, but I don't vividly remember like what happened through that. But Dino Charged, saw it the first few episodes, kind of dropped it afterwards. Didn't watch Dino Supercharge. Ninja Steel, maybe I saw, I've seen like clips of Ninja Steel. Same thing with Super Ninja Steel. Beast Morphers, I tried getting into it. I only saw like one episode. I was like, not for me. Dino Fury, no, and Cosmic Fury, no. Uh, Operation Overdrive did have a great plot, but delivery was meh. I don't know. It's like weird. Like at that point, I had like watched every single one to completion, no problems. Even where I thought I stopped at like actually Mystic Force. I'm like, no wait, I did watch Mystic Force. Um, but then I'm like, wait a minute, I I really have like no memory of Operation Overdrive at all. And there's a few other people I've seen online that's been like, yeah, that was probably like their worst season, and a lot of people either skipped it or hate it, and it's just like I was like, huh. And the thing is, I have like no memory of it, so I can't really say. Damn, with all the supers, did it take place in Krypton or something? I honestly I don't remember. I don't know why after once like Samurai, there was like a super version of every single one afterwards. Except for like the last three. But like yeah, there was Samurai, there was Super Samurai, then Mega Force, then Super Mega Force, then Dino Charge, then Dino Supercharge, then Ninja Steel, then Super Ninja Steel. I think it was like I don't remember exactly. I do remember kind of what happened in Samurai was like basically the villain was still the same, but something happened to where he got like a power boost, and now like their original powers weren't enough to defeat him. So like some like their mentor or whoever was in charge ended up like finding or creating this like power boost for them. And in Samurai they got like this really cool like white cloak that they wore over their Power Ranger suits. Let me see if I can find like some clips of them using it. It's actually really pretty cool. Give me a sec. Where the hell? There it is. Yeah, give me a sec. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Power Rangers, Samurai. I forgot what it was called. It was like Super something mode. Super mode. Was it Super Samurai mode? Let me see if I can find a. Well, not a full video. God damn. Oh, here we go. Let me get this. This is I think when they first start like using this power. Here we go. Yeah, it was kind of like a power up, but it wasn't like part of the like base powers. Cause now that you say it, like the Dino Thunder had like their Super Dino mode, but that was like something they was something like that was kind of really in their like main like power up. It wasn't something different. But yeah, this is it. I found it when they first started using it.
Let's see what it can do. Super Samurai mode.
Yeah, Super Samurai Road. That's what it was called.
You're done for, Nylock. I combined all the power discs into the black box, and now we can morph into Super Samurai, unleashing superpowers you can only imagine.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Scared? You should be. He's gonna squash you like the bug that you are.
Antonio was so funny.
Nylock, you're about to meet the Super Samurai.
Yeah, that's what it was. So like at this point, like the enemies had gotten like an extra boost. Their original powers weren't even making a dent in them. So I don't know if I don't remember if they asked him or he was like, "Hey, I have an idea. Just give me a while and I'll figure something out." And then he like combined all their powers into the black thing, and with it, it was able to give them like that super mode. That and the great thing about that was it wasn't just you know how like each Red Ranger has like their own kind of special like fighting mode that they can only really use because they're the Red Ranger. With this, all the Rangers could use it. So once they, of course, introduced with the Red Ranger using it, on certain episodes, other Rangers were using it. So, like, one episode, the Pink Ranger was wearing it. Next episode, the Yellow Ranger would be wearing it. Or the Blue and the Green. So it was like flip flopping. And did Antonio ever wear it? I don't think so. I think his powers were, I think, strong enough that he didn't need the extra power boost like everyone else. Okay, now I remember the black box at least, and I remember it looking differently. Thought it was like a black samurai morpher. Uh, yeah, but that's pretty much where and I think after this, 'cause this is Samurai's where it started. That's when they started kind of doing it for all the previous seasons afterwards. So I don't remember what Megaforce did to get a power boost, or Dino Charge, or even Ninja Steel, because I didn't really watch them, so I don't even know what they did to get their power boost and what it did for them. But yeah, I think that started in space, the Red Fighter mode. Yeah, where each like Red Ranger got like a, they call them like battleizers or something. So it's like a very special, unique weapon that only the Red Ranger can use. I remember vividly the Dino Thunder one was like a shield, and the Yellow and Blue Ranger pour their power into it, and with it, it was able to like boost up uh Connor, I think that's what his name was, the Red Ranger, into his battle mode. It was so cool. Uh, but yeah, I remember watching everything up to Mixed Force. Operation Overdrive is a blank. I saw bits of Jungle Fury, RPM, Samurai, Super Samurai, a little bit of Mega Force, both. Dino Charge, first a few episodes, didn't see Supercharge, and then never saw any of the rest. So, and there's also this YouTuber over here on that he's like going through all the seasons. Gold Armor was tight, yeah. But this YouTuber Connor, he's like been going through like each season of Power Rangers from like beginning to end. And I believe the last one he did was it Dino? Oh no! Oh, he's already up to Mystic Force. Okay. Oh yeah, no, he did that one a month ago. The last one I remember was him jumping into Dino Thunder when I was like, okay. So he already did SPD and he's done Mystic Force. So yeah, I've been watching like these kind of getting like recaps of previous seasons. So yeah, I watch his videos. Same here. Cause just like it's Mystic Force. That one I remember vividly, but I do remember like watching that one from like beginning to end. Do I remember all of it? Absolutely not. That was so long ago. But oh, you know what? We just end up falling right into Power Rangers. We actually didn't even finish Animaniacs. I mean, it wasn't really much. I was just kind of just going over certain characters, like Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Then we had Dr. Otto von Scratch and Sniff, freaking name. The Hello Nurse Lady. We had Pinky and the Brain. We had Slappy and Skippy. Button and Minnie, just all the different characters that popped up, and then all the special guests they had, like Steven Spielberg, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Freakazoid, just all sorts of just crazy characters popping in. The show was just so good. No, you're good. I mean, that's kind of what the point of a chat stream is. It's just, any topic that comes up, we just think about it. But there's one thing I wanna... Let me see if I can find... Well, I'm sure it's up here. The states... There's a very iconic song that they did. That I remember they used to play a lot back in school. It's when they went through all the states. It's so funny. So I want to bring that up and do that. And then I think we'll see. We'll see afterwards. Boop boop. Care of that. Screenshot that. I still remember this vividly, and it's just like the fact that they did this, and it's like I think in the remake they like redid it again. Just so good. Let me just make sure it's up. Make sure the audio is on. Yep. All right.
And now, the nations of the world, brought to you by Yakko Warner.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, Barbados, and Guam. Norway and Sweden and Iceland and Finland and Germany now one piece. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman. Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium and Portugal, France, England, Denmark and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, then Borneo and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. Burundi, Lesotho, and Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Niger, Nigeria, Chad and Liberia, Egypt, Benin and Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya and Mali, Sierra Leone and Algeria, Dahomey, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea-Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Majorca, Cayman, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Crete, Mauritania, then Transylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
Haha. The fact he did all that in like not in one go, but that takes some talent. Cause oh my goodness, I remember back in the day we used to try doing that. And after we got to like the first couple of stage, we were like, yeah, no, we're done. We can't do this. They also did the same thing for the countries, and I remember watching an updated version of the country cause shit be changing. Also, Robot Chicken did Robot Chicken version in the safest way I could say. Yeah. Freaking Robot Chicken. I think I might have saw the updated one you were just talking about. Maybe? This one looks... Oh, no. This is the... It looks like this is a different one. Because like Wacko does this one. But I think this one's about the states. So I think what he did was like, I guess countries? But yeah.
Wacko, you can wager all or part of your money.
I'll blow the wad.
All right then. In the category of the United States, the answer is the names of all 50 states and their capitals.
Okay. Here goes. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, south of Helena, Montana. Then there's Denver, Colorado, and Boise, Idaho. Texas has Austin, then we go north to Massachusetts, Boston, and Albany, New York, Tallahassee, Florida, and Washington, D.C., Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Nashville, Tennessee. Elvis used to hang out there a lot, you know. Trenton's in New Jersey, north of Jefferson, Missouri. You got Richmond in Virginia, South Dakota has Pierre. Harrisburg's in Pennsylvania, and Augusta's up in Maine. And here is Providence, Rhode Island, next to Dover, Delaware. Concord, New Hampshire, just a quick jaunt to Montpelier, which is up in Vermont. Hartford's in Connecticut, so pretty in the fall. And Kansas has Topeka, Minnesota has St. Paul. Juneau's in Alaska, and there's Lincoln in Nebraska, and it's Raleigh out in North Carolina, and then there's Madison, Wisconsin, and Olympia in Washington, Phoenix, Arizona, and Lansing, Michigan. Here's Honolulu, Hawaii's a joy, Jackson, Mississippi, and Springfield, Illinois, South Carolina with Columbia down the way, and Annapolis in Maryland on Chesapeake Bay. They have wonderful clam chowder. Cheyenne is in Wyoming, and perhaps you make your home in Salt Lake City out in Utah where the buffalo roam. Atlanta's down in Georgia, and there's Bismarck, North Dakota, and you can live in Frankfurt in your old Kentucky home. Salem in Oregon, from there we join. Little Rock in Arkansas, Iowa's got Des Moines, Sacramento, California, Oklahoma and its city, Charleston, West Virginia, and Nevada, Carson City. That's all the capitals there are. Huh?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You failed to put your response in the form of a question.
Not talking about the remake, just a video a guy made. Still funny. Oh, so I got like his own version of it. That'd be funny to find. But yeah. Oh man, I remember both of those. Forgot he did like this one, the world one, and then he did all the states and the capital. Oh man. I mean, I wasn't even talking through all that, and that was a mouthful. I couldn't even imagine them doing all that in one go. Excuse me. What's the fucking point of Jeopardy? I think it's like one of them like test your knowledge type of shows where it's like they ask you questions, and if you they're supposed to be like basic questions, I guess, or like questions or answers people are supposed to know, like basic common answers. I don't freaking know, but I know it's like one of those like IQ type of quiz shows that kind of like tests your knowledge, and it's like, hey, you know, if you claim to be this smart, you know, you'll be able to answer all these questions and, you know, make some money off of it. So that's kind of really the point of it. It's kind of like, well, I'm claiming I'm smart enough to get all these answers and, you know, get to the main prize and get all the money. But some people have won, and sometimes they've come back and they've done like champion versions of like all the people who've won, brought them all together to see who was like, I guess, the smartest of everyone in the group, or of all the people who've won before. So, oh my. That is one of the things though that you have to like put it as what's it called? In the form of a question, you have to say what is and then the answer. Which is always I thought was kind of weird, but whatever. Yes, I mean, you're just noting the time and members. Notice your Benton reaction in Batman Blazers, so I'll be sure to put that on my list. Oh no, thank you. Definitely check those out. But speaking of, I actually was thinking of just wrapping it up because it is like almost 2:30 a.m. my time, and I do have work tomorrow, even though it is later, so I can actually sleep in and not have to worry about anything. But yeah, so I mean, this is pretty much done, but as you can see, tomorrow will be day off, and just a heads up, I will be off Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday due to work, so I will definitely, I mean, by then I'll have the rest of the week up, so you guys can definitely check out what I'll be doing for the rest of the week. Okay, thanks for the lesson, and again, I agree with yawning. Thanks for entertainment. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night, and thank you again for everyone who came. Want to thank all the people, Rev, Norio, and just anyone else who maybe jumped by, even if you didn't say anything. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Remember, I do simul stream here on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so you can check me out on either or. Hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend. You know, you guys stay safe. You know, have a good Mother's Day. Since that is coming up, that is Sunday. So hope you guys have a good Mother's Day, whether you maybe take your mom out to treat her for the day, maybe have like a special dinner, maybe special breakfast, or maybe even a lunch. Whatever you do, pardon me, to make your mom feel, you know, appreciated for everything that they do for us. But I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna get me some sleep. Cause with everything going on, I need to give my brain a good quiet break. But yep, that's it for me. I'll see you all pretty much, I mean, not a week from now, but I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Well, we'll do the podcast episode where we'll talk about Saint Seiya. Alright, night everyone. Bye.